Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun, so what are we doing today? Hi, it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a whole 3-ish weeks. Yes, hello. I'm back for my little trip into the UK. It was fun. I had fun. There was a lot of people there. I met a lot of people, ate a lot of food, drank a lot of beer, and generally had a good time. But I'm back. And hopefully everybody is okay. Hopefully everybody's alive. I legitimately couldn't check things very well because I had effectively like a tiny little baby computer. I had a Chromebook, a 2015 Chromebook. That was the extent of my internet access, and it was shaky at best. Free hotel Wi-Fi is a fun experience for everybody involved. Yeah, hello, I'm alive. So, what are we doing today? What is this thing over here? Well, we're going to be doing two things roughly. One is kind of a, I guess, AMA. If you have any questions about, well, anything, feel free to ask as usual. If you want to know about my British trip, feel free to ask me. I'll answer anything you have. Anything pounding at your mind about what occurred. But generally speaking, what we're going to be doing today is kind of a maintenance stream. Kind of a maintenance one, kind of not a maintenance stream. Generally speaking, 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 3 weeks with no notepad is a little bit long. Now, the thing is, you gotta remember, I didn't really do much work. I did some work, mind you, but not like a lot. I did a lot of stuff in my little... I actually bought a notepad. I actually bought a little notepad, living up to my namesake at least, and wrote down a bunch of notes for things. So that's just gonna be kind of like me trying to like process everything in that little notebook. Did England score any fucking goals? No. I did see, however, I did see the Greg's man. I did see the quintessential North FC man at least twice. And let me see if I can bring him up fast. Like, if I were just to type in North FC. Like, simple as, like, you see this guy right here? Like, I saw this man at least twice, and they were usually very good guys. They're very nice. And yeah, it was there were some fun ones for that one. Like that they were all really nice guys. That was actually a very big thing though. That was actually a very big thing in the UK. It was about Cater and about the World Cup in general. That was actually a very contentious issue. Did you get any pasties at Greg's? I did, in fact. I ate at Greg's quite a bit, actually, because it was very convenient. I'm downloading Pokemon games. Yeah, that happens, don't worry. But one of the big things is Greg's was pretty good. Greg's was, like, the quintessential, I think the best way to think about it is the working man meal. Like, I would get in there, I'd get my coffee, and I would get my sausage roll, and I was okay with life. And it was exactly who you thought would be eating at Greg's. So I would say, like, the saddest thing of me, like, coming back to the States, and I just had to swing down to my local 7-Eleven, actually, and grab something to drink. A little iced coffee. It's the fundamental lack of the Tesco meal deal. Like, I don't think Americans can quite understand the impact the Tesco meal deal had on my life. About United States, about $5. You get a sandwich, or pretty much a bunch of things. There was like sushi, you get like a big roll. There's a bunch of things you can get. You get a drink, and this wasn't a tiny little baby drink. Oh no, this was like a Coke. Like a little iced coffee, you get a thing. Like it's a good drink, and you get a side, and that's like, oh, you can get 4 little pieces of sushi. You can get a candy bar. You can get a bag of chips. You can get actually quite a bit of different things in the snack section. $5, all you get. I was so happy, and it's a fucking lunch. Like it's a full lunch deal. And I come back home and I'm like, where's my fucking Tesco meal deal? I was so saddened. Like, I was so dejected today that I was like, damn, I just kind of want a Tesco meal deal right now. But I can't get it. So yeah, that's the, yeah. So in case, like, did you get any pasties at Greg's? Yes. Yes, the, fuck, what's his, I can never remember his fucking full fucking name. I actually met the guy, though. Jason David Frank. Yes, Jason David Frank did actually, unfortunately kill himself today. He did pass away. However, there were a lot of issues. Let's just say there were a lot of issues, apparently, with, him for the past few years. Like, things have not been nice to Tommy Oliver. I actually met the guy. Here's the thing. I've actually met Jason David Frank. I actually met him. Let me see. Can I just find it without his fucking... in case you're wondering, yeah, this dude's actually, like, fully legit, and he's very funny. He's just kind of a nice dude. And, yeah, no, it is kind of a big ripperoni. My friend was fucking devastated when he learned, because he's a big Power Rangers fan. Yeah, it was very sad today. And I honestly, I didn't believe it at first, because it was, there was a meme going around for, like, the past, like, 2 weeks. It was like, oh, all these celebrities are dead. And it's like, I'm like, it's just his turn now. But, like, no, when it kind of, like, fully came out, it was like, oh, this is kind of... He was cheating on his wife, though. Yeah, now, mind you, here's the thing, Ironside. Here's the thing, Ironside. There were other things going on. Mostly, I believe his kid also committed suicide not too long. Like, a few years ago, I think. A year or two ago. He was not in a good place. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he was not in a good place. His marriage was not in a good place. She filed for divorce. His wife filed for divorce and was pretty much going to take everything. Yeah, it's a fucking disaster. That's the Jordan make a fucking Twitch account. Yes, yeah, it's kind of a. It is unfortunate. That's like kind of a big thing. It is an unfortunate situation. Also, what I really should do, I should just make another thing in Talking Place just for Notepad's Notepad streaming chat here kind of thing. God, people are like, let's do this. So yeah, in case you're wondering, Jord, yes, these are all of my folders for all the different games. And in case you're wondering, there are subfolders. Yeah, one of the big things that what I kind of wanted to do today was go over some... I'm gonna go over what's going to be kind of going on in the future a little bit, just because again, let's just reassert ourselves a little bit in time, because sometimes that's a very important thing to do, to kind of refocus yourself mostly after a big trip, so you can get yourself back on the good line kind of thing. If that makes sense. Tommy Wiseau is being Tommy Wiseau on Twitch. Yeah, no, just if you want to watch Tommy Wiseau, like, Tommy's a beautiful creature. But generally speaking, our current schedule of things, if I go to my notice board, if I go to there, if I scroll up, technically our first thing we are going to be doing is going to be Catboy Thule. It's Catboy Thule and Other Delusions. That has been fully paid for. It's a go. We're going to be working on it. We're going to be doing the prelim stream tomorrow. That's the big thing there. We're going to be doing the prelim stream tomorrow. We're going to hammer out as much as we physically can about it. I have the ideas. Everything is there. And I just need to compile. I just need to put everything together and kind of fit all the pieces together. I actually have the commissioner here in the chat. Is that the Funboy Funny Windmill game? Catboy Thule is, according to the commissioner anyway, is a pretty much Catboy's Advanced Wars with all the associated problems that go into it. Oh, and Catboy's Advanced Wars with all the associated issues that go into it. Gotta remember that. And Caps. And Cap, Cat Boys. Very, very, very insistent we do this. I do have how to do things. Generally speaking, I have all the little parts. If you have any notes about your system, you gotta tell, like, that was kind of the time to tell me. I have a few concepts to kind of play with. It's mostly kind of putting everything together kind of thing. And you're like, it's going to be a meme game. And I'm like, I'm going to be a meme game, but I'm still going to be very, very serious about it. I have no systems. Okay. I have a vague idea. I have a vague idea how to do it. It's just about doing it. But yes, this is the first one we're going to be really working on. I'm suspecting if things go smoothly, I'm suspecting this is probably going to be at least 2 weeks. Probably we'll see if we can't end it up on the 2nd. Next week is going to be a little bit hectic, kind of this week, and next week is going to be a little bit hectic just because of Thanksgiving. I'll try to stream on the 20th. I'll try to stream on Thanksgiving. Sometimes it might work, it might not. Kind of depends on how the day is, but don't worry, it's going to be about 2 weeks. And that's just making sure everything looks right, everything gets put together. It's just time consuming. After that, though, we're going to be actually moving on to, originally, it was going to be Crisis Heroine, the Subway and Yogurt Edition. However, this one's a little bit more interesting, just from the process, of doing things. Hello, Draco. Mostly because during my time in the UK, what I realized was it died. Yeah, somewhere along the line, Crisis Heroine, yeah, I know Draco's Pistolier. Crisis Heroines, there was a GitHub page for it. It died. I have no idea why it died. It just did. So what this is, kind of like a desperate situation, which is I'm going to be trying to compile the entirety of Crisis Heroine into a PDF, because it's actually like there's a very real chance if like somebody just doesn't pay the bills correctly or someone just doesn't feel like doing it anymore, Crisis Heroine will disappear. There's a very real chance. Let's see. How was the travel? Travel was very nice. Fun fact, like, I would say the actual travel from, like, the US to the UK was very easy and very nice. Like, actual, like, full-on, like, the international travel, I had a very big seat. It was very nice. You got a lot of in-flight entertainment. It took a while, but it was pretty simple to do. It was nice and very quiet, very nice. I actually watched Sholay for the first time. For those who don't know, Sholay is Indian cinema. They had like a weird amount of movies, mind you, on like on their like little in-flight stream service thing. So I watched Sholay. Actually, this was on the return trip back. Sholay is 3.5 hours long, and it's fucking artwork. The entire way. It's literally, there's musical numbers. Gabar is Kino. Pretty much the entire, like, the entire movie is just campy 70s bullshit, and it's amazing. The literal final fucking scene of this movie. The final fucking scene of this movie is quite literally a fucking armless man kicking the shit out of the villain. That's how it fucking ends. It's Kino. Fucking Kino. The Star Wars of Bollywood. Yeah, it's astounding. I fucking love Sholay. Very good movie. I can't How is that a fucking thing? God, Twitch. Yeah. Can't say anything. Indian movies, I liked Indian movies. I think it's fun. I think Bollywood actually has some very good, talented people. The problem is just the budgets get a little bit wonky, and it's just people. It's a lot more about like the showmanship, about trying to get a lot of things in. Like it's because it makes money. I think that's kind of like one of the bigger issues. The action drama and comedy. No, there were quite a few Indian romance movies. I did watch one. I can't remember the name of it because it had a very generic fucking name. And I only got halfway through because of how this flight actually panned out. I thought I had more time. I didn't. So I had to kind of like cancel out of it a little bit, and I kept falling asleep. They do a lot of romance movies. And the best way to think about... They are not, actually. The best way to think about Indian cinema is it has to be bigger, it has to be grander, it has to be like bigger. Everything must be bigger, grander, and more expensive. It's interesting. I like watching it. All of them are actually very nice. There's some singing, yes, and everything has to have a dance sequence or a song, a number, because people fucking love that. Let's see some other questions I got. Didn't get shanked? No! Surprisingly, I did not get shanked. I was disappointed by that. Nobody threatened me with a knife. I'm saying 0 out of 10. Sorry, UK, you sucked. Yeah, the new Pokemon greater than life. Yeah, I think that's the best way to think about it. The new Pokemon, I've been seeing some stuff on it. It looks insane. It looks like, I wouldn't say the new Pokemon game, from what I've been gathering, is people really like it or really dislike it. Not because it's bad. Not because, like, just the game itself isn't very good. It's because it's technically dog shit. Like, there's just, like, a lot of issues, a lot of glitches. People are fucking, like, T-posing everywhere. It's great. Yeah, from pure technical standpoints, it's not very good from what I've been gathering. But from like a gameplay, like just moment to moment, like we just play the Pokemon game and don't worry about like the little details behind it, it's apparently pretty decent. People have already found the people that are going to make it. Yeah. Though I will say, here's the thing about the more technical aspects. Those can get fixed. That's one of the big things, and I think that's one of the reasons why they kind of released it. You're effectively fucking beta testing, by the way. They are, like, I would say probably in 2-3 weeks, there's going to be a patch. And that patch is going to fix some issues. Then there's going to be another patch, which is going to fix other issues. And then there's going to be another patch. You can patch things now. And I think that was like a big thing for them that they probably wanted to do was, let's just get this out right at this time. Because you gotta remember what time it is. This is Thanksgiving holiday. Next month is Christmas. And guess what all the little shits are gonna want? They're gonna wanna buy fucking Pokemon. They can't buy it now. They're gonna buy it next month. Or their parents are gonna buy it for them. That's gonna be a big deal. However, this is the big thing too, you might get a bundle. It's like, you're going to get the Pokemon bundle coming out, and the little munchkins are going to fucking love their brand new Pokemon. But here's the thing. Yeah, you're the only one streaming with the 4chan tag. Damn straight. One of the big things about it is, technically I can get dinged for that, by the way. One of the big things is that they want to patch Pokemon up to be as good as possible by that point. I would say about mid-December, there will be at least 2 patches coming out. I'd be amazed if there was. They're going to patch everything up. They're going to make it nice and golden. And by the time that Christmas season comes out and little Timmy and little Susie have Pokemon in their hands, it's going to be a fun, problem-free game. In the most, like, basic ways probably. Like, there's going to be no crashing. There's not going to be anything. It's going to be as safe as possible. But they need to find everything for it now. But generally speaking, I've been seeing, like, it's been good. It's funny because of, like, how do I want to word this? What's made its way into normal. Yeah, well, that was a big thing for Arcturus, the last one, on Switch, the open world one. Because if you really look at them, they look very similar. They have a very similar vibe, kind of like the more open scenery where Pokemon battles can kind of take place in anywhere now. The kind of how the 3D looks. They are playing with it. They tried some things out in kind of like the offshoot one. Now they're going to try to implement it into the main game. And I can tell you this, for going forward, almost every single game going forward is going to have a similar style. It's going to be kind of vaguely open world, and there's going to be like, I challenge you to a Pokemon battle. You're going to throw your fucking fighting dogs out into the ring, and things are going to be going baby Lord. And that people are going to be fighting in kind of the area, and that's going to be kind of the thing. I mean, I saw one clip of a fucking Magikarp, running up a mountain because it just jumped out, and it's just in the background of this fight. I think that's going to be kind of more the norm going forward. You can't innovate too much, but you can innovate a little bit each time. And if somebody likes this, they can add it in. That's kind of the big idea. Is we like X, Y, and Z. How can we put this into the main series? We like this. How can we put this into the main? And how can we introduce it? Because this is the big thing about all Pokemon games. It does not matter if they are good or they are bad. All that matters is that they sell. And guess what? You're gonna buy it. Because everybody bought the last game, and everyone's gonna buy it this one. And all the people being like, man, this fucking Pokemon game sucks, still fucking bought the game. That's all Game Freak cares about. And you're gonna buy the next one, and you're gonna buy the next one. I want Pokemon to do Assassin's Creed and swap genres. That could be like... Arceus? I don't fucking know what the fuck how to pronounce it. I'm not fucking Japanese. Exactly. You fell for it. That's the issue. You fell for it. But you're gonna find. I have a feeling we're gonna get a lot more of the I wouldn't say side project games, but kind of like offshoot games that are gonna have like Arceus, but there's a C in it, isn't it? Arceus. Because there's a C in there, not Z. Why would it be Z? Arceus. Okay, AC? RZ? The last one. Neko Arc. The last Neko Arc game. Yeah, Pokemon doesn't good because it's a $1 billion in merchandise annual. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's going to be big any way we look at it. Like, what was the, yeah, Legends of, yeah, this one. This wasn't a mainline game, but it still did really good for itself, even though everybody, like, you gotta remember, everybody shat on this game the second it came out. Like, oh, it's terrible, it looks like ass, but you look at this, and then we do the, we do Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. You look at here, and then you go to, you do some of the battle scenes and stuff. It's like, yeah, there's some clear kind of, I wouldn't say evolution, but like, we're clearly trying something. My estimation is we're going to see, yeah, Neko Arc. Yeah, I know. People have been talking to me about that one. We're gonna see probably. I would say this is going to be my This is someone who hasn't played a Pokemon game in forever, but I like following the ideas behind it. We're gonna see like. There's going to be a Pokemon main line. We're currently in a Pokemon line. We're currently in a main line. Then we're going to have a spin-off. And then it's going to be, we're going to get a Pokemon main line, spin-off, and then it's going to go back and forth game-wise. Yeah, no, it's like more games mean more merchandise, because like how many, like, let's see, how many new Pokemon? How many new Pokemon are on Scarlet and Violet? 107 new Gen 9. Like 109 new fucking Pokemon have been added to this fucking game. 109. Like, that's not... Oh, human. Alright, I'm in. Like, it looks a little bit goofy, but I'm in. That looks stupid. 0 out of 10. Like, I like this guy. He's cute. I like him. But, like, you're seeing a lot of these ones, and some of them are a little bit different, but, like, yeah, there's gonna be a fucking plush of this thing. There's gonna be a plush of this little fucking thing. They want to do the memes of these guys. There's going to be plushes. There's going to be... Ash is going to find him when he goes to Scarlet. He's going to probably pick up one of... Make you a bet he's probably going to pick up one of these guys, because he always gets one of the... That we're going to see one of these ridiculous fucking things pop up because they're funny and people like them. Like, that's kind of the idea. Is like, we're going to see some of the bigger ones that are kind of popular, and that's what Ash is going to pick up, and he's going to go there. But he won the world tournament last time, so I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do now. Win it again? Become double cool? Yeah, Big Gen in the way, yeah. Yeah, it's spin-offs, remake. I would say remakes are probably going to be... Remakes are gonna be a big thing, but that's why I'm like saying like spin-off... But then you're going to get a mainline game, and it's going to be like, oh, well, we're in Spain this time, and next time we're going to be in fucking Germany, and then the next one is going to be Pokemon, like, Pokemon, you know, mainline, it's going to be Korea, or it's going to be something like that. That's literally what it's going to boil down to. It's, how do you optimize, how do you keep gaining more and more stuff? The game doesn't need to be good to be fun. It's just a shame that you can see the dev's blood crying through the crunch time with every bug. Yeah. I think that's... Pokemon Brazil. Yeah, Pokemon Brazil. Like, shit like that. Yeah, it's like, how do you catch them all? You just do. Like, some people are going to go... Yeah, Brazil numero uno! Yeah, you know how it goes. It's... Like, one of the big things with it is they're going to find new ways for you to do Pokemon stuff. They're always going to find new ways to do that. That's fine. You may not be fighting Team Rocket every time, but you're going to be doing this or doing that. I mean, hell, some of the... Like, some of the Pokemon game plots can be fucking insane. That's why I say, like, also thank you. Thank you for following, Tufty. I would say... Currently, the trend, anyway. But, like, I think the current trend is they're going to release it early, and it's going to be, again, blood, sweat, and tears. You're going to see all the bugs, but you're going to find all the bugs because it's a lot easier to do bug fixing than, like, just gameplay features that are bad. That's always the big thing, is I can fix... Like, if there's a bug where a character will, like, T-pose random, like, will T-pose at the end of a cutscene, we can fix that. That's not difficult to, like, relatively speaking, that's not difficult to fix. Fundamental gameplay features just do not work or are really, are really bad. You can't fix those at this point. It's not a thing you can fix. Like, hey, the battles are really boring and boil down to hitting one button because that's the only, like, good version to do. You're fucked. Like, it's just like, sorry, like, that doesn't work. And, like, you can't fix story, for example. If the story is bad, sorry, fuck you. Like, there's nothing you can do. But all I do is, like, fire the character designers. I think the idea with the character designers is you shifted from more 2D to 3D. And I think the shift there is like a lot of things that happened with the shift from 2D to 3D is we're trying something new. We're trying something new. These guys did well last time. Maybe let's try and give them something a little bit bigger. Think about it and maybe planned out. Maybe it didn't. I haven't heard anything be like, I don't like the character designs or whatever. I haven't really heard anything of that. Heard some people say like the new Pokemon look kind of stupid, but like we also had to deal with ice cream Pokemon, so fuck you. Now, if I really wanted to be optimal, now here's the thing: if I really wanted to optimize the fucking SEOs, is I would immediately hop on just creating Notamods too, and just do Notamods too, because I'm a godless creature, and I think that would be very entertaining. Just abuse the system a lot more and just create one of these. Yeah. However, that wasn't voted on, so I don't get to have fun. I still need to fix Not. I still need. If it's Pokemon Russia, it's not going to be called Russia or anything. It's going to be called something completely fucking different. Or if there was Pokemon Russia being planned, it's being called Pokemon Ukraine or something. Like, honestly, I could see, like, if they want to do, like, more spin-off things, I could see them expanding out some of the ideas, like, they were doing in, it's going to sound kind of stupid, but kind of what they've been thinking about doing in, like, Pal World, for example. I could see that, them trying to take some of the ideas from that. Pal World is, like, did Pal World ever come out? Pal World never, no, it hasn't come out yet. But, like, this is kind of a silly game, by the way. This is obviously kind of silly and stupid, but I could see it, like, more along the idea of being like, hey, you're a Pokemon Ranger, like, you're a ranger, and you've in a safari zone, and your goal in life is to stop Pokemon poachers. You have a partner, you're trying to like navigate around wild Pokemon. You're not capturing them at all, you're navigating around them. I could see that could be kind of interesting. It's kind of like the idea of less of like, I want to shoot the Pokemon, but you kind of get the idea, like a little bit more 3D open world maneuvering around, like how do we stop things? I wouldn't say like Monster Hunter Pokemon, but it's kind of that vague idea. Because, like, Pokemon's always had kind of, like, a conservation tone to things, so I think that could be kind of interesting. Like, did they do a full Pokemon Ranger game? Huh. I've never actually seen this game before. Yo, well, this is back in the fucking DS. Yeah, this is DS era. But yeah, no, like, I could see something like this being remade, but like full 3D, obviously, like Switch stuff. Like that could be an interesting kind of a side one. I would be, yeah, Pokemon Ranger is weird. I would not be surprised if we see a what is it? What is not Coliseum? The other one, the other weird spin-off that vaguely confused about. Yeah, like, yeah, there's like stadium. There's things that they can obviously kind of play around with a little bit more to kind of like expand it out. Of like, hey, let's just try something new, for the sake of like trying a single mechanic. Hey, do people want to do more stuff with their character that isn't necessarily Pokemon related? Maybe here's a Pokemon game where like we're exploring one mechanic. That's it. The entire game is built around this central gimmick. I could also see a new mystery dungeon coming out. When was the last mystery dungeon? I remember playing a lot of mystery. I really enjoyed that game. The last one was 2020, huh? 2 years. It wasn't even like... It's not even a fucking Pokemon game. It's called Siren the Wanderer. Yeah, so the absolute like... Huh. Interesting. Like, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, this last one came out in 2020. Like, I think I think seeing more like another one, like an updated, like we'll see probably another one of these because quite popular. This one didn't do too hot, but again, it doesn't matter if it does hot. All that matters is that you've made it. It's funny fucking Tomek Great Adventure pops up. Jesus. Yeah. Ah, the fucking Pokemon games. Yeah. There's probably going to be a double feature. Going to be a double feature month when it comes to the Pokemon game. Now, interestingly enough, I didn't actually think that the new Pokemon game was coming out as soon as it was. I didn't actually think, I remember he got it like, it's coming. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's going to be a while. Then it's like, I'm here like, what the fuck? But yes, there is Pokemon Tabletop United, Pokemon Tabletop role-playing game. Like, it's its own separate thing. I believe it's a subdivision of it. Pokemon Adventures, I want to say, is another one. There's like 3 or 4 strict Pokemon games. Like, we're just like, this is just Pokemon. Then there is Magimonsters. I think it's called Kabuto Beetle, but it's not Kabuto Beetle. There was Friend Friend. Like there were a few of these games that are like, I would just call them legally distinct Pokemon. Like yeah, like this is Magimonsters. Magimonsters is legitimately just legally distinct Pokemon. I would want to go over this game because I find it fascinating. Because it's a, like, legally distinct stuff is like you can usually find some more people clearly know what they want to do. It's just they don't have the license to do it, and it's like, how do we do this? There was the other one. Brother in Christ. Just talking about games, by the way. If you like stuff I do, go to him. He's from Mexico. So yeah, he does a lot of cool stuff. I actually really like his stuff. Where was he? Actually got a fun fact. He actually got a code for Games of Story as well. Tian Shang. I need to go over Tian Shang one of these days. Where the fuck? The Beetle. Mushi Melee, that's it, right here, Mushi Melee. That was another one that was legitimately just Pokemon, except I think it would be a... No, there was not already illegal. I said that I was going to do one, but it's like I've been building it for a while. I did Pokemans. I didn't. Pokemans is going to be its own thing though. Like it's big enough to like want to talk about it in more depth, if that makes sense. Like if I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it because it's a big enough thing that people are going to be interested in and want to do. So it's good, like, just to go over it because, you know, it's good to go over things that are weird, that are odd, that are Elder Degeneracy, Children. We actually got a new game for the Curious Case of Degeneracy. Someone fucking linked that to me today, and that's I don't get that nice thing. Franchise game, Boy Sona, Pokemans. Yeah, it was Pokeroll. That was it. Pokeroll. That was it. The other one that I forgot about. There's a few of them, by the way, when it comes to like Pokemon. Yeah, I would like to go over. All of them, just because they are fascinating enough with a fascinating enough concept to want to talk about. Hell, I even wrote my own right here because originally this was supposed to be a Gene Forge game. That was the idea. This was actually a project somebody, Diamond Dude actually, kind of took on. He's like, I don't really want to do this anymore. Do you have any ideas? I was kind of floating around an idea, so I kind of adopted the Gene Forge idea and kind of made my own thing with it over time. So, yeah. Curious Case of Degeneracy, yes. Of all the degenerate shit that I can find. Usually they're loot RPGs. Apparently I found one which is a Japanese RPG, which is you are all playing Shrine Maidens fighting tentacle monsters, and if you lose you have to, well, we all know where this is going to end if you say you lose to the tentacle monsters. We all know how this is going to end. Don't question it. I saw it, I'm like, I opened up the folder, it's there, it exists, and I want to kill myself. Like, yep, this is the reason why we don't have nice things. This is it. This is the reason right here. But yes, getting back on track a little bit. Talking about tentacle monsters, Crisis Heroine. There's an issue with Crisis Heroine. Yeah, but full RPG. That was the thing. There's a thing with the thing with Crisis Heroine was. There is a fundamental question I've been trying to ask, and nobody's really been able to give me a good answer. I've been asking this in the fucking degenerate servers. It is, if a game is focused on sexy times, but the only way to reach said sexy times is loss. How, is this okay? And the results were a little bit back and forth. Because one of the issues with Crisis Heroine is, if you lose, things go badly for you. Very badly. It's very specifically about a very specific idea of how it goes on. It's emulating a very certain kind of OVA from the 90s, about 80s, 90s, that it's the real degenerate shit. I would actually say, here's the thing with Heinemann. Here's the thing with Crisis Heroine is that I would more accurately describe it as a Heinemann art. For those who don't know what Heinemann is, don't Google it. But it's a very large series of hentai games, hentai OVAs, a few different things actually. This most recent one is Action Heinemann, which is a gacha game that makes $1 bajillion and has pretty much bankrolled that company for the future. But yeah, it's a Crisis Heroine is actually older than Heinemann. That awkward moment someone paid you to write a weird Spanish RPG, but it's a D-tier feta. No, this one was actually not. This was Crisis Heroine. How do I want to word this? Crisis Heroine Fascinating. And there's one very particular reason. This is the big thing. I think Crisis Heroine is actually fascinating. Because it's not written by people who, how do I want to word it? It's not written by game designers. It's written by people who want to get off on a very particular thing. And that's a very important thing to think about. I'm going to turn my light on because it's pitch black in my room. Welcome to the... But... Buy Coomers for Coomers. Yeah, actually, you joke, but Crisis Heroine, I was kind of talking about it, and I described it as an outsider perspective. Is that there are factors in that game that are completely fucking bizarre, completely alien. But here's the thing. You look at it and you're like, this is actually genuinely interesting. This is genuinely interesting. Because has a very specific idea to it. I will pull it up. God, please. Come on. This is what I mean, it's been a little bit spooky. It's been loading really slowly. Because, again, all I'm saying is there is going to be a distinct chance, and why I really see all this. This can go away tomorrow. This is where all the original rules are, here. But all this is in Japanese. but like, it's... This can disappear tomorrow. That's why I want to get everything down on... down pretty much on paper. But it's... You get things like, let me see. Rolls in battle. Oh god, it takes so long to roll. Where was... Yeah, right here. Unlike most RPGs, attacks always hit. Yes, because in this game, attacks will always hit. And it's like, what? What? That's so weird. That's so odd. But then certain things like, you can't, like, only spells are with reactions, technically. And if you take too much damage, it's like, it has to be to your armor points or your HP. Your HP is very important, but your armor points also kind of like act as like ablative armor. Like ablative health. So like, okay, your armor actually counts as health in this game. But if you take a crit, it goes straight to your HP and your armor. It's like, this is pretty interesting. Like, it has a lot of weird things to it. And yeah, I mean, yeah, you get shit like this. Let's not beat around the bush. This is still like, like, it's actually quite difficult to die in Heroin Crisis Heroin, just because of how the game actually works. But then obviously you get some, let's be a little bit frank with ourselves here. Yeah. But also I should say 18 fucking plus, please. Like, have you used the Wayback Machine to recover pages? I can try, but Wayback Machine, like, when it comes to things like these, there's gonna, like, wikis and stuff get a little bit weird on Wayback Machine, especially when it comes to shit like this, which is obviously kind of a no-no. I would rather not use that. But yeah, it's, like, Crisis abilities are very fascinating. Crisis hacks kind of have their own unique spin to things, and it's like, I'm fascinated by this game because it's got something very... Yeah. It's, I find it fascinating. That's kind of the big idea behind it more than anything, is because it has such a unique idea, unique flavor, I guess would be a good way of even putting it, unique concept behind it, and a very specific way of approaching it. It does its own thing. And on this channel, on this thing I like doing, I like finding games that are weird. They don't necessarily need to be good, they need to be weird, and they need to appeal to a certain idea. I want to find things that interest me, that are odd, that are strange. They don't need to be good. Because if we just look at good things, we'll never understand what's bad. If we just look at things that are safe, that we like, we're not going to be able to develop something further from it. Is Crisis Heroin a flawless game? Absolutely not. Like, the original purpose of the Yogurt and Subway Edition was to rebalance. Because how that game actually works is a single hit, like a few good hits, you're fucked. You're just dead. Like, getting past those first, like, few levels is a nightmare, and you will die. And it's like, it's a fucking hard-ass game, and it kind of, it's a Coomer game, obviously, and it has some of those weirder ideas behind it. Is it because, like, oh, the translation's bad? I don't think so. I think just the way they wrote it wasn't very good. So I was going to try to rebalance things. Though I think at this point, Crisis Heroin I just need to effectively, how do I want to word this? Do my own thing. Which is to say, not necessarily, like, I want to do, like, a recovery project. I wouldn't say a recovery project, but kind of like a kind of like a recovery project in the idea of keeping a Crisis Heroine PDF, just to have it available to be able to disseminate a PDF, something a lot more permanent than a wiki, than a GitHub, because that wiki can go away tomorrow. And if that wiki goes away tomorrow, Crisis Heroine will probably go away with it. And the only people who will remember Crisis Heroine are very few people, and other little. If something disappears, did it ever exist? That's the issue. What I would probably end up having to do more at this rate is just do another project, pretty much like use Crisis Heroine, use CH as a baseline for a quote for a completely new project. Yeah, that's not quite what people voted for, but it's kind of the idea of like, if I'm allowed to do my own thing, I'm allowed to kind of have like my own approach to things a lot easier, rather than trying to fit around something that may not work that perfect for it. It would also allow me just to make a fucking Tiedemann game. Which, those who don't know, this is Tiedemann. I can't really show you anything more than this, really, because Twitch will flag me, and Twitch will find me and hunt me down like a dog. Yeah, you can... as you can tell, characters in Tiedemann are very fascinating. Very interestingly designed. Very, very detailed designs, as you can tell. Very, important design decisions. Oh, jeez. No, we can't. Yeah. Why? Why to what question? That's the important question. But yeah, kind of like I have a project that's been kind of sitting in the back burner. The fact bed jumpsuit. Yes, it's all very important to Tiedemann lore. You don't understand. You don't understand, Draco. It's all very important to the fucking lore. I think they actually did make it. I think they actually did make it part of the lore. Like, Tiedemann lore is extensive, by the way. Like, that shit's like massive. This has been going on for quite a long time at this point. But yeah, most likely what'll happen with Crisis Heroine is that I will make my own thing. I have one called Chonbera Grindhouse. Surrender to Oblivion. Evangelion ass clothes. Yeah, it's what'll most like I've had one in the back burner. Let me know. Which has been just called let me find her. Yeah, Odi Chambara. Which is more along the idea of a Chambara. Like, this is Oni Chanbara, by the way, which is a literally just zombie bikini cowboy fuck you game. It's artwork. It's legitimately just stupid. It's dumb. But it's the kind of stupid that makes a lot of fucking money for no reason. It's mostly based off an idea called Chanbara. Which, yes, samurai cinema, shit like that. There's an idea of like this idea of like Chambara films and kind of more along the line of like Grindhouse. That would be kind of like one of the big ideas behind it, is often shabby movies having continuous showings, especially of pornographic or violent film. The idea would be making a straight up just Grindhouse stupid bullshit game. That would be the idea. It's just going to be pure Grindhouse, pure fucking 18 plus bullshit. And like, yeah, you want to do something stupid, go for it. Yeah, it's samurai exploitation. Yeah, it's effectively going to be a exploitation. not even a B movie, like a fucking D movie, grindhouse film RPG, using kind of the Christ heroine as a baseline. That's going to be pretty much a jav. Beyond the commissions, what actual game of that list are you going to make made post-coms? Technically, Crisis Heroine is not a. It's not. Crisis Heroine is not going to be a commission game at all. Actually, this one's just been kind of like my obsession for a little bit. I find it fascinating. After Crisis Heroine, if I'm doing my numbers correctly, just to kind of give people kind of the idea, if I'm doing my numbers correctly, and Catboy Thule takes about 2 weeks, probably this one's gonna be about 2 weeks as well. So we're looking at maybe like the 16th when it'll be. About mid-December is when this one will be wrapping up, possibly even later December, depending on how kind of how things kind of move along is really important. That's kind of the issue with that. That's kind of a lot of me thinking and like sitting down and really hammering out some of the details there. The last one on the list currently is Zombies and Ziggurats. Zombies and Ziggurats is going to be a weird one because it's Notepad does OSR. Now, here's the thing. I hate doing things normally, and I hate having, despise things that are simple and easy, so I want to do my own weird thing with it. Generally speaking, I have a few ideas how I want to handle this particular game, and most of them boil down to how do I take the OSR idea and just pervert every single aspect of it. Not pervert as in that way, just take all the ideas of an OSR game and really just break them down into just basic concepts. I've already kind of done an OSR game, but that one was based off a franchise, so I'm kind of doing my own thing with it, kind of applying my own ideas a little bit, maybe a better idea. I have a few ideas of how to kind of do zombies. And currently, the big one is eating. He's eating God, because everybody is dead. OSR is about dying horribly. What if you are already dead? And I kind of maybe even using an old setting of mine that I've put in the back of my fucking mind forever, but I've always thought it was kind of cool. This one will be most likely early January is when we'll start on it. Because, fun fact, that last week in December will most likely be just the noties. Which, don't get ready for the noties, everybody. It's going to be a fun one. It's the noties. Let me I actually made a little list for myself to do this. For the other aspect of what we're going to be doing, the videos wise, because people like the videos, obviously. And a lot of people actually just watch the videos and nothing else. So the big ones we're going to be going over is Giant Lands. Giant Lands is actually going to be a little opinion. Going to be probably on the 22nd is when I'm going to start working on it anyway. I'm going to do Op Tactics on the 29th. Oh, then we're going to do Fabula Ultima 5th. And most likely Dames of Astoria on the 13th. This is kind of like what's going to be it. That's going to be kind of a big idea, because generally speaking, the noties are going to be happening at the end of December, which is going to be a pretty big this big ass video. You got a schedule for next week? Yes. Currently, the schedule for next week is Giant Lands on Tuesday and the Void Haunters Detox, actually. Because that's one of the ideas what I want to be doing is I'm going to be trying to get through all the detoxes. Which, luckily enough, I don't have that many. Do I have anything ready for the next amateur game thread? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Last amateur game thread did pretty well, though, by itself. It kind of got a little bit wonky. I actually got somebody to make it. He didn't make an AOP image, but it did do relatively well. But yeah, I kind of have like this week already kind of planned out. Yeah, he didn't link anything for it. Let me see if I can move. Not ace. I want to do subject, amateur game design. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I did actually very well. From what I was kind of seeing, I legitimately could not respond at some points just because people were getting like just really stuck. I was just in a fucking mess half this time, mind you, because this is my first week in the UK. So I really couldn't respond at all, and I'm like, nothing got really too bad. Yeah, apparently people were getting a little bit miffed at each other. There was some arguments, but like people were actually like talking to one another, which I find very good. I like it when people are actually talking to each other. It was Nave, Verdict Nave. He's a pretty nice guy, a little bit weird sometimes, but he's fine. But yeah, I did actually specifically have him like do something, or very specifically like do this. Let me actually see. Yeah, there was actually one. Let me see if I can. Yeah, looks like there was one. Let me see if I can find it. Somebody was actually like posting. Someone actually made a thread. It was on page 5 last time I saw it. Someone made a thread for it. Made a thread, but it was kind of dying before it even began, kind of thing. Where are you? It's probably here. I'm just not seeing it because I'm fucking blind. I'm fucking blind. But yeah, no, it's like I was at least happy that people were like stuff. I'm happy with that. I legitimately am. It's like if I had it my way, what I would like to happen more consistently is people be like, I'm just gonna make the thread here. I would like to actually have I would like to have a point where it can be a 2-thread a month situation. That's what I would like. I don't want to create the mid. Onith. It happens. Like, I specifically want to occur that the mid-month thread will occur naturally. To me, I feel like that's a very important like milestone. Is that if the mid-month thread occurs naturally and can survive till the end, like at least for a few days, or at least hit about 200 posts, I've done it. Like we're doing good. We're Gucci. Like, because it's thread culture at that point. Because I've been doing this for about a year now, a little over a year, which is always hard. Like thread culture is a very hard thing to actually create. I've been trying my best for it, but it really isn't going too hot. We've been doing well on the soccer tournament. Go TG. Doom Rider will deliver us from evil. But that's kind of what I kind of wanted to go over today. Just wanted to get everyone on the heads up of what's what, who's who, and where's where. Because I feel that's important. I think it's very important. Sometimes I hit bump limit. Usually what occurs is, and something like, I cannot stop this, by the way, like this is kind of like an impossibility, is that like there will be a like, normally I would say there's like 2 to 4 conversations going at any one time, and that's the golden rate. Like this is how you hit bump limit. Like that's how you do it. You get 2 to 4 like decent conversations going, and things are good. People will obviously be talking about each other's games, but like you get some back and forth, be like, oh, what about this? What about this? Sometimes what occurs is like you get like these 1 to 2 like just dominant conversations. That's when things start petering out, because people get really, usually this is either dominated the entire thing or people are getting really pissed at people. Like it's hard to kind of like get people back on the right track with that one. I try to respond to and I've like I do my best. Like the thing is, like, I try to respond to everybody's games. I try to like talk about your game, learn more about it. Let me post this. Let me post something more about your game. Give me some this. I will say this though. This is what happens quite a bit. Is that people will do like do one post and like it'll be like, what do I want, like one vague post and then never respond again. Or they'll do like 3 super massive posts and nobody's gonna read it. Like I would say like there's like kind of like the golden ratio a little bit of like usually you can get people to read about a paragraph. Like a good paragraph, good image, usually a PDF, and you're like, this is like golden. Like golden. Like actually I should say PDF or. But usually what happens, like, people don't want to post PDFs or links or anything, being like, oh my god, they're going to steal my ideas, or like, oh. And occasionally people get mad at me that, like, I steal ideas. And every single time I say exactly why that is the case, and it's because of the Hearts of Darkness thing. Which people people don't usually comment after that, which I always found funny. PRP games. Good people, not good. But yeah, I just want to kind of go over things, what the plan is going forward. Generally speaking, I'm aiming for about mid-January for kind of how we're going to be ending the next round of games. From there, I have a few things I want to do. I want to do some more reduxes. What'll probably happen is that like it'll be even like a full-on like we're doing reduxes. Like there's going to be a few reduxes that are just going to happen, and those are going to be the ones kind of make a little bit more than others. Kind of like a predominantly reduxes and things like that, just because like I want to get some of these games that have been kind of neglected over the years back up to snuff, make them a little bit better overall, and kind of do my own, have them be decent. Oh yeah, that reminds me, which is very important. We're also going to be undertaking a secondary Dewong project. Dewonging, of course, being our favorite pastime, everybody. Generally speaking, let me pull up. Do I actually have it in here? Nope, I'm going to take this out. I need to replace it with... Ever since I got back, all my like USBs have been in different places now. We're going to be Dewonging right here. This is what we're going to be Dewong. I said this is what we're going to be Dewonging. We're going to be Dewonging the Muv-Luv RPG. Put it right. Couldn't get mad. Yeah, we're going to be doing this. Full translation, do my best with this one. Just because, for 2 reasons. One, I want to impress Sheepwife. Some people want... Bump fag is always going to be a thing. There is... Is this game... Oh, is this the game made by Japanese? No. That's fictional erosion. I've been... Like, the thing with fictional erosion is... Here... Nope, no. Gotta go here. Here? Is that it? Nope, wrong one. I need to actually break these games up a little bit to kind of fuck out what everything is, because it's all in fucking Japanese. Yeah, right here. Fictional erosion. The thing with this, I've been trying to find, like, maybe some more details on it, because it makes it sound like this isn't actually, like, this isn't the full game. So I've been trying to like look around, like maybe like I could find like a PDF of it or something like that. Like, I've been actually debating on going on Bookwalker and just fucking going nuts and just legitimately buying a few of these games just so I have them. Like one of the Booth has been pretty consistent. Yes, I want to do Table Derby because it's stupid and I'm like I need to do this. But the problem is with a lot of these games is that they are sometimes PDFs, sometimes they are not. Sometimes they are like the Kindle books. So we also have World's End Journey. I actually have the free version of this game, which I want to do just some basic overview of, maybe stuff for it. But yeah, generally speaking, if I can find like a good PDF copy or at least some like the raws for this game, I would be a lot more confident, but at least I can translate this. I want to do the Muv-Luv game because I have the book. I have the PDF right here, which is very important to me. Is that the fact that I have the PDF, I can do things a little bit more consistently. Mostly, I have the PDF, and I can do that. I can do this, which is very important of how I do things. One thing, though, I did notice was these things. Now, you may be wondering, what the fuck are these? These are furigana. In Japanese. You've got a few things. You got your katakana, you got hiragana, and you got katakana, hiragana, fucking what? Kana. Japanese writing system, kanji, that was it. Like, yeah, it's like kanji and kana and all that. Like, you get a lot of different things. One of the idea, yeah, it was like one of the big ideas behind this was the idea of furigana. Or furigana is this word is weird. This word is weird. So here's how you pronounce it. Kinda. That's literally how to, and this is actually how you would write it, is you would just put it over the fucking word. The problem is, as you can kind of see, if you select everything here, it doesn't even register on. It selects these, but it doesn't understand how to put them in correctly. It registers them as separate characters. So it tries to put them in kind of weird. Like, what I was noticing a lot here was, yeah, this is what I was noticing a lot. Like, the fuck? Like, why is it here? But then you remove this, and yeah, do not disrespect humanity. You don't. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense because you're just removing something that's saying the exact same thing twice, which I have noticed that this book does do a lot for some reason on DeepL. I'm assuming just because of the writing style. Like sometimes they do like weird little notes. I don't know why that's the case. I was having a pain in the ass trying to do this kind of like on my little, but yeah, I don't think it'll be too difficult to do. Like, there are quite a few of these, like this, like furigana to kind of worry about. I just need to be very diligent about it and just double check everything every single time I'm going over these things, because it's reliable. Like DeepL and shit are reliable enough to actually translate it. I just need to be, make sure, like, okay, I've removed the furigana. I just need this. I've removed this. I just need this. Usually if I can do that, it's fine. But it's fucking everywhere, I've noticed. Because there are some terms that are just weird. It's just like, oh yeah, how do you pronounce beta? Well, you have to use it. It's like, fuck me. So it's like kind of just like going down here and just Control-C, Control-V, and going to be a little bit more complicated. And I'm going to just need to take a little more time to do things. You gotta see all the fucking... Yeah, technically giant robots were developed in the night. Yeah. This one's going to be a weird one because Muv-Luv is just a weird fucking franchise to begin with. I don't know that much about Muv-Luv, but I know enough to be dangerous. To be honest, this is the reason why I want to translate it, is literally things like this, because it looks vaguely interesting to me. Even though, according to the Japanese guys, it's not really that interesting of a game, but I'm like, I don't really give a shit, I just kind of want to see how it works. Also, very important, guys, it's very important that we have skin-tight suits. You don't quite understand. It's very essential. I like the fact that, again, even like down to the fact like your this also shouldn't be brood type. I believe it should be blood type. Like, yeah, your fucking character sheet's a dog tag. I think that's kind of, it's just stupid. I love it. You like to torture yourself, period. No, not necessarily. I think it's just gonna be it'll be interesting enough to go over. At least, again, anytime I need to consult something, I can go to the world's like most prolific fucking Muv-Love fan out of fucking nowhere, by the way, which I still don't quite know why. This is Era Wolcott. She's a VTuber. She fucking adores. She adores fucking Muv-Love to an absurd degree. So have no fear. I have somebody I can yell at in case words don't make sense. And in case you're wondering, yes, I'm doing it for her. Yeah, it's literally a do it for her situation. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the situation. What's going on? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident of the future. I just want to kind of go over things. Most likely tonight. Hello, phone. Tonight, as I'm going to be trying to compile. Yeah, just went for. I am going to Gosling. You cannot stop me. I will Gosling. But yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty good. Generally speaking, like the only thing I'm a little bit worried about, is this thing getting delayed. I'll be able to use me with a VTuber thumbnail. Yeah, pretty much. Fucking background of the videos. I also get to use the banger soundtrack for Muv-Love. The entire time. It'll be great. Or I can just use my traditional Dawang. Yeah, I don't know how I want to do that VSona, but most likely that Dawanging process, I guess the Dawanging will be Tuesdays and Thursdays will be kind of the off days. Just Tuesday, Thursdays nights just as off days because that's kind of important. Yeah, things are looking good. I may also, if we have a dull day, I may also work on Metal Saviors a lot more because I do actually have kind of a new thing I want to maybe do some trying on with. I did a lot of work on that, but yeah, we're doing good. Things are coming up, Notepad. Let's just say that. Let's see. Is there anything else very, very important? Yes, December will be mech month. That's a big thing as well. December is going to be mech month. So for our 2 curious cases, we're going to be doing one on just mecha RPGs. So if you've got any kind of weird mecha RPGs you kind of want me to go over, free to tell me. Now's the time to do such kind of thing. Our current lineup is, if I go over, come on, open up. Yeah, the full metal case of yeah, currently our lineup is Marlika, actually. The mech hack. Yeah, the mech hack. I believe this is just this isn't like too odd. Like this is just kind of a fairly simple game. I just kind of want to go over it because it's interesting in my own way. Gunframe is one, which I saw Gunframe. I'm like, this looks ridiculous. I kind of need it in my life. Pineapple Salad. Yes, this is the name of the game, called Pineapple Salad. And Tears of the Machine. That's another one that kind of popped up that was a little bit weird. We're also gonna be going Titan Frontiers. I can't remember who recommended me this one. Going over that one a little bit. It's gonna be a bigger case. Like, that's the thing. It'll be a bigger case. We also gonna be most likely going over Prius. Where is that? Also most likely be going over the Parent Mecha stuff. Some of these might get, depending on if there are like any big weird ones pop up. Talk about Mech Warrior and like BattleTech in general needs its own case. That's the big thing. It needs its own case. Generally speaking, there is the BattleTech RPG. There's the full-on BattleTech RPG. I've been wanting to kind of go over. I might do that as, you know what? I might do that as a Saturday. Because we're probably going to be doing, if nothing pops up on Saturdays, I can probably make it a micro case. But I do actually have a dedicated micro case to do. Mech Warrior is a little piece of history. Yeah, it kind of depends. I might kind of make that its own thing. BattleTech has been kind of on the upswing recently. I don't know why. Maybe that's kind of the thing. Mech Warrior, maybe. I don't fucking know. BattleTech's history is kind of interesting by itself. Mech Warriors, stuff like that. All of its history is very fascinating. Mostly legally speaking. That's a fucking nightmare. If you ever want to look at this, the weirdness with Shadowrun and BattleTech, it's a fucking nightmare. It's great. But yeah, generally speaking, I'm feeling pretty good. I have a few ideas of what to do. I actually have another press copy. A few press copy games came in actually, which I need to just do. I need to go over these fucking press games that people send me pretty frequently now. It's free content, baby. What happened to Earth Dawn, that legal tornado? It got left by the wayside. Yes, that's actually one of the big things. Earth Dawn got left by the wayside. Because it was deemed not as valuable as the other ones, which actually got picked up. This is one of the weird things I didn't realize right off the bat. FASA Games Incorporated actually own Earth Dawn. Right here. They own this game. Because they just kind of got the... They kind of got the line, they got it back. But it's one of those things where it's like they don't they own Earth Dawn, like, but they don't own like Shadowrun anymore. They don't own like BattleTech. It's what do you need? I'm gonna give that. Yeah, like it's I have to look a little bit deeper on who is FASA Games Incorporated now, kind of thing. But like they're active. Like that's the big thing. They're active. 1879 recently. 1879's been. They've been kind of talking about this. So it's like cool. This is cool. This is fine. I like this. This is interesting. Oh, cool. They've clearly been doing things, and like kind of going over what they've been kind of doing is something that I would like to go over, because I've seen bits and pieces of it, but like clearly they care. Like they've been talking about things, and it's like shit like this. Like this is interesting. I want to see more. But I think what happened was during the legal kerfuffle. I think that's the best way to think. Is things like Earth Dawn and the old FASA properties kind of got it. Some got left by the wayside. Where things like Shadowrun and Mech Warrior, BattleTech were so valuable, like people pick them up. Earth Dawn might get a micro case one of these days. I need to find the most recent edition of it. I think it's 4th edition. That's just mostly like getting the right version more than anything. But yeah, Earth Dawn could qualify. There's a few, like, honestly, I would want to kind of do any of the FASA games, because I just kind of want to learn more about FASA in general. But I'll kind of sort that out if, how things develop, how things. Yell at Luca, he might be able to help us out with that. But yeah, generally speaking, life is good. Oh yeah. One final thing. In the UK, I actually picked up 2 things. I picked up the official Goblin Slayer TRPG in a physical form, and I picked up Cyberpunk 2020 as a physical book. Found Cyberpunk 2020 in a game store, because I went all around across the Midlands and found game stores. It was a very cool little find. Didn't cost me too much, actually. Goblin Slayer came out of fucking nowhere. I was in a bookstore. I wanted to get a coffee there. They had a little cafe there. Mind you, everything in fucking UK has a cafe in it. It's great. And I went up to like their manga section. It was like on the 4th fucking floor, mind you, of this goddamn bookstore. And it's just sitting there. There's like 3 copies of it. And I'm like, well then, I'll just take this Goblin Slayer book because I think it's kind of cool. And fun fact, I think the companies on TTR side of business are very good at imploding every now and then. Yeah. I think one of the things with like a lot of those older companies that kind of exploded and imploded was it's a very, during a period in the 90s and like early 2000s, the industry was shifting around very quickly. And you get things like TSR, for example. TSR just went through a lot of bad financial decisions. And it got bought up. It just, they had the fold, and they got bought up by Wizards, which got bought up by Hasbro. Because they were very valuable to them. Like, you get Talsorian, for example, like, or Talsorian, like, anything Mike Pondsmith touches, there's a 50% chance it'll turn to gold and a 50% chance it'll turn to lead. And they just didn't do too hot. It's just, times changed. And they couldn't really adapt all that well. Like, FASA, I think that's kind of what happened to FASA as well, is they ran into financial problems, off a bunch of things, they kind of got acquired and then spat back out. Because the thing is, what occurred was FASA got bought by WizKids because FASA was printing a bunch of cards and stuff that WizKids wanted. Then WizKids got bought by Topps, who legitimately did not want, like, for a while there, you got to remember, like, Shadowrun Battletech was owned by a sports card, like a, you know, trading card company. It wasn't like Magic or anything, but like baseball cards. Topps was a baseball card company. And they bought it because WizKids owned a bunch of card stuff and they wanted it, so that's what they bought. But then Topps got bought by Fanatics. So technically, right now, Battletech and Shadowrun are owned by Fanatics, which are sports memorabilia people, pretty much. Like, like, you know, playing like sports baseball cards and stuff. That's what they do. That's who owns Shadowrun and Battletech because of just legal things. Some things like Earth Dawn, for example, got shaved off because of like licensing issues. And that's why in like later editions of Shadowrun, they never talk about Earth Dawn. It's still canon. That's the problem. It's still technically canon. But they can never talk about Earth Dawn because they don't own Earth Dawn. Like with Battletech and stuff, like the old Battletech stuff gets really complicated to mention because some of the old Battletech stuff was effectively like Robotech, and he was like, we can't talk about this anymore. Oh no, oh no. Like, but it's still technically canon. It's a very fascinating. Like a lot of those older companies just got bought up because they were so big and then fell on hard times and got bought up by other people. Like, you got what's going on with like Hasbro, for example. Now this is a complete fucking like detour on things. I just want to talk about it because I can. Recently there was the yeah, there we go. The Bank of America thing. Yeah, Bank of America did a big thing on Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast recently. And they did a big thing saying, you know, Hasbro, Wizards of the Coast, you're killing Magic by doing a bunch of prints. You're devaluing it pretty hardcore. And it was like, oh, well, this isn't very good. Now, recently as well, there was like this weird, like, and now the Magic guy is on track to become the first billion-dollar brand. You know, because Ori is already. Let me see. Where was the one? The $1,000, like the ban list, I believe. Like the. Yeah, like the 30th anniversary edition, priced at $1,000, 60 non-tournament legal cards, commemorative celebratory products, and like, yeah, it's shit like that. They've been trying to get like money out of it, but then there was also someone trying to print, like, people were doing weird proxies as well to like fuck the market up a lot, and they were like touching the reserve lists, and money is coming around. And like, oh no, my Magic the Gathering investment is ruined. Yeah, there was like investors in Magic the Gathering cards. I'm like, you stupid fuckers. Holy shit. What the fuck are you on about? Yeah, like, this entire debacle has been very fascinating. Because, trust me, people have already bought like the 30th anniversary edition thing for literally $1,000. $1,000 fucking dollars people have bought it. It's insane. Suffer Magic idiot. Yeah, pretty much. Magic is stupid. I will say that Magic is dumb. Now, man, mind you, I can't really say anything positive about any of those fucking TCGs anymore. Most of them are stupid, trying to kind of cash in on things, but the mess. But yeah, I find that fascinating. To me, at least, was, hey, it's Jover, kids. Like, Magic's Jover, and we're all gonna, the money is bad. It's a fucking mess. But Magic is gonna keep pumping money. It always will be, because people are gonna buy it and be like, oh my god, I'm never gonna touch Magic again. There's people, there are whales, trust me, and there's a lot of Magic whales, and they're gonna keep buying. And those are the people who are really. It sucks. Most likely, what Magic's been doing recently, mostly a spoils thing. They want to get as much money as possible out of it. That's why they've been doing a lot of the secret layers, weird crossover events, where you can technically have like Gloomhaven fighting fucking Jonesy from Fortnite on the battle bus with Ian or something. Like, yeah, it's shit like that. Welcome to Magic, everybody. We're all gonna make some money. Why doesn't Pokemon have voice acting? Voice actors are expensive. And here's the thing too, as well as with this, voice acting is expensive, and it's a lot harder to hire voice actors for different languages than just to have a single language and have have everyone be dead silent and just hire translators. That's a lot more reliable. Yes, we'll call it there pretty much. Things are looking good. It's not highest grossing video game series, highest grossing franchise. Franchise, very different. You keep the costs down. That's legitimately how it is. Keep the costs down, you're more able to translate it to different things. And yeah, it's literally just money. How do we make the cheapest product possible that'll be able to get to the most amount of people? That's Pokemon. And honestly, I always thought about that. Here's a thought project, and I'll let y'all mull over this. You can yell at me in my Discord. Get off now. Just like fucking Monster Hunter language, like a completely fictional language. That's what I would do. Most likely, what's going to, here's my thing. What would a full, like, super high budget, I mean an insanely high budget, throw every dime you have into a Pokemon game, like just every single dime, highest physical quality you can get, everything, like that would be a weird looking, I think that would be a weird game, just oozing money. Oozing money. But yeah, I'm gonna call it there. Godspeed, good luck. I will see you all on the flip side. Tomorrow we're going to be going over the prelim for ANCAP Cat Boy Adventures. Well, it is supposed to be on the Switch. You know, the Switch, who don't need any of that. Actually, it is... It's for the Switch, you fool. Let me just. Yeah, it's. Let me. Like, Toby Fox did music for it. That's funny. Let me see. This is yeah. I don't think you could. Technically, I don't think you're supposed to be able to buy it. You play it on anything else except critical response. Generally, positive. Fucking you get 2.5 out of 5. Everyone hates it. Yeah, it's gonna get a review. It's gonna get its big thing and make a lot of money, and everyone's gonna be really happy. There's all that matters. Crossover brand recognition. When all I'm saying. Yeah, all I'm saying there, Jort, is if I can get a brand, if I can get a brand deal, if Raid Shadow Legends does approach me and offer me to write the official Raid Shadow Legends TM, tabletop role-playing game experience TM, I'll do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat. No cap. Is that what the kids say? So honestly, what I would want to do is I want to do all those fucking gacha games. I would love to write TRPGs for those guys. I just write all the fucking gacha games. What's that? Raid Shadow Legends. It's Nikki, Goddess of Victory. Yeah, baby, just give me the money. Give me the fucking money. I'll do it. I'll do the fucking ass jiggle gun game. I'll do it. You don't understand. Sir, this is essential gameplay features. They don't have it. What's the point? Isn't this Arknights? Yeah, I think this is Arknights too. This game always looked ridiculous. Like, this game has looked really silly to me. Like, yeah, this is why you're playing this game, by the way. Yeah, this is one of those games. God, I love gacha games. I love every single one. They're all Kino. Every single one. Let me see. No, it's not, is it? Level Infinite. No, it's 10-cent games. It is 10-cent. Gift up. Huh. We humbly ask you. Huh. First person perspective with changes to corporate poses inspired by Gears of War. Wanted to be playable with one hand on a vertical mobile screen to allow floor players easily adapt to the mechanics. Some new idea. Yeah, but yeah, no, just give me money. I'll just 10-cent. 10-cent. I will do 10-cent. I will write all your TRPG. Every single one of them. I'll do it. Come on. Do it. I'll learn Chinese. Whatever you need, sir. You praise Xi Jinping. He's done nothing wrong. Uyghurs don't know what those are. They live in a happy place. I only see Han Chinese, baby. Come on, give me the money, 10-cent. I'll do anything. All right, I'll wrap it up there. Godspeed, good luck. Clip everything you feel like.